If it's not permitted?
If it's not permitted.
If it's not permitted, I would sell the customer and again, this is the truth.
Okay.
A lot of these houses have unpermitted things.
Right.
Not everything has a permit. We can look at it closer. We can see if the things are done to code. But again, with inventory being the way that it is, properties, people ask me, they say, hey Ben, well, why don't you go to Gainesville and do what you do? Or why don't you go to Hillsborough County in Tampa? They only have 3 cities there. This is a South Florida thing, so a lot of people, there's a lot of HOAs, a lot of condo associations, there's a lot of people in single families outside without doing permits. So again, I get brought into these things a lot. And I'm always instructing, whether it's the buyer or the seller, I try and instruct them the right thing as an owner's rep. Meaning that this is how it's done, we can legalize it, or hey, don't invite the city in the house because there's other illegal things that were done without a permit. So they have to be handled very carefully. Especially before you, like, for example, in Pompano, I'm picking on Pompano today, but one of my clients had an open air condition permit. And they said, okay, pay us $70, we'll come out and inspect, but right next to the air condition, there's an illegal addition with a water heater that is sparking and everything. So again, but in this particular situation, the seller was divorced. They were selling the property in a hardship. They didn't have the money to fix it. The buyer was an investor. So they're going to gut the whole house and pull permits anyway. So why, why, when you have the right information, and again, the client, of course, the seller, they'll turn to the realtor, because the realtors, when I worked in the Weston Building Department, I noticed the realtors were the ones trying to fix these problems for their sellers. So again, you don't want any of this to fall on you. It's a liability for your brokerage as well. It's also a liability for your client. It's also bad business, bad best practices, because you're taking your wonderful listing or your buyer's transaction and you're turning it into a show,